I reincarnated as an evil dragon. Having a human soul trapped in a dragon's body made me a total outcast among my kind. Other dragons were lazy, arrogant, and obsessed with hoarding treasure like it was a disease. But me? I'd ram into walls every day to train, and I was always careful and calculated. Not only did I not care about treasure, I literally ate it as a snack. On top of that, I wasn't your average evil dragon. I was a hybrid, born from a red dragon and an iron dragon. That gave me the raw power of a red dragon and the iron-hard scales of an iron dragon. But the red-iron hybrid blood mixed with my human soul triggered some unknown reaction, giving me an innate ability no other dragon had. Adaptive evolution. I had no idea about this ability at first, not until I'd been training for 2.5 years. That's when I hit my first evolution, making me way tougher and stronger than a normal young dragon. And I noticed the more I kept evolving, the ability itself was growing too. Each year's evolution hit harder than the last, and there was no ceiling in sight. Everyone knows evolution-type abilities are insanely rare. So yeah, I was pretty hyped about my future. Dragons live basically forever and get stronger with age. Combine that with my adaptive evolution, and one day I'd evolve to a level that'd blow everyone's minds, I thought to myself with a grin. I glanced over at the massive cliff face and stretched my legs. Then I charged at it over and over. Rocks flying everywhere and just another part of my daily workout. Other methods included, but weren't limited to flying straight up into the sky. Free falling back down, jumping into fire pits to burn myself. Letting my iron dragon mom whip me with her tail, training underwater. Holding my breath, basically trying to drown myself. My training didn't wrap up until dark. That's when 2 moons appeared in the night sky. One had the usual phases, waxing and waning, shifting with the sky. The other stayed perfectly full, never changing. That was the Armor Moon. The Armor Moon was actually a magical fortress built by the elven empire of Nausicaa, floating beyond the sky. Beyond the Armor Moon, there were countless twinkling stars. They looked like regular stars, but they were actually magic-powered satellites built by various empires. Bernardo, that was the name of this planet. Magic was highly advanced here, and every nation poured everything they had into developing it. The most advanced ones had even built starships powered by magic engines, out there exploring space and harvesting resources from other planets. Dragons were basically apex predators, but even they weren't untouchable in this world. In my inherited memories, there was once an ancient blue dragon called Hurricane Wing. After it leveled several cities of the Nausicaa Elven Empire, it got locked down by a massive magic formation. Then the Armor Moon fired a world-ending beam and took it out. On top of that, the other races on Bernardo had zero love for chromatic dragons and pseudo-iron dragons. Spot one and they'd mobilize immediately. Dragonkind had tons of classifications. The most common were the chromatic dragons, metallic dragons, gem dragons, and then the pseudo-iron dragons. Chromatic dragons were evil by nature, always causing chaos, so they were labeled evil dragons. Pseudo-iron dragons were seen as the mad dogs of dragonkind. They'd even go after their own. Other races didn't stand a chance. I was a chromatic and pseudo-iron hybrid, specifically red dragon and iron dragon. I'd probably be seen as the worst of the worst, inherently evil, rotten to the core. Thinking about it, I figured the best move was to just keep training and getting stronger. The stronger I got, the more ready I'd be when danger came knocking. So I decided to push myself harder and dove headfirst into the lake. I sank to the very bottom, taking the crushing water pressure without a single breath. Dragons can actually breathe underwater. I was just doing this to train my lung capacity and build up my water element affinity. Thanks to years of daily training, my cardio blew any average dragon out of the water. My breath attack, both power and duration, outclassed any normal young dragon. Now both iron and red dragons are fire types. They hate water. Being a hybrid, so did I. Full-on fire type, water and ice type attacks would hit me for double damage. The best way to beat a fear is to face it head-on, just in case one day I ran into attacks that countered my type. A few years back, I forced myself to push through that hatred of water and started soaking in it regularly to desensitize myself. By now, that instinctive hatred was completely gone, even though I'd never actually taken a water-type hit. I couldn't confirm my water affinity for sure, but I had a feeling that at the very least I wouldn't take double damage anymore. Right then, a dragon came charging at me through the water. I spotted it and charged right back. Our horns clashed, sending a shockwave rippling through the lake bed. We locked up, held our ground for a moment. Then I deliberately backed off and shoved hard, sending it flying. Garas, you filthy half-breed. I'll beat you one day. Hatchling Samantha, my childhood rival, a pure-blooded red dragon. I smacked her on the head with one claw. Watch your mouth when you're talking to someone stronger than you. Among dragons, especially evil ones, strength does the talking. Only power earns you respect from other evil dragons. I'd gotten used to this way of communicating. Samantha hatched a year after me. Back then I thought she was cute and tossed her a piece of meat. Her response? Only kids pick one. I want it all. Yeah, in your dreams. When I said no, she straight up came at me with her claws. Tried to take all my food. I pinned her down and beat her senseless. That calmed her down. Back to the lake. The little red dragon was grinding her teeth after that smack. She wanted to fight back, but the moment she caught the look in my eyes, that fire went out. She backed off. Red dragons live by violence. They love settling things with force, but when the other guy is clearly stronger, they'll bite their tongue and wait until they can get their payback. Plus, she'd taken plenty of beatings from me over the years and knew I never held back. Big bro, mom's calling you back to the lair. You're always soaking in the water, like you're so weird. Now I had to come in too. The little red dragon was clearly miserable in the water. Disgust written all over her face, she twisted her tail and body, and shot upward, leaving the water before I even moved. I beat my wings and followed, bursting up through the surface. I soared through the air toward the lair. The lair was cut into the cliff wall on the east side of the sinkhole. From the outside, it looked like nothing but a rough, crude cave with no light reaching inside. But the interior was covered in strange glowing metal, so it was anything but dark. I landed and walked across the metal-covered floor, heading deeper in. The further in I went, the more metal surrounded me on all sides. It spread across the stone walls like flowers in bloom. The ground had jagged metal pillars jutting up all over the place. Finally, I reached the very back. The space opened up into one massive hollow.